Okay, folks, solving an equation involving fractional powers. Okay, so solve the equation x to the power of minus a half or negative a half, negative 1 over 2 or minus 1 over 2 is equal to 3/5, giving your answer as a fraction in its lowest terms. So we got x to the power of minus a half is equal to 3/5. Okay, now at first glance here, you might be thinking, how on earth can I get x by itself? Well, it's being raised to the power of minus a half or negative a half. So let's actually explore this. So it makes it 1 over, okay, a power of a half means a square root. So it's 1 over the square root of x is equal to 3/5. Okay, so the negative makes it 1 over, and the fractional power of a half means I do the square root, okay, or the second root, yeah, or the positive square root, yeah, of x. Okay, so negative makes it 1 over. Okay, how can I get x by itself? Well, I'm going to reciprocate both sides. So I'm going to have root x over 1 is equal to 5/3. Okay, so essentially I'm raising each side to the power of minus 1. Okay, I'm flipping both sides, reciprocating both sides. Root x over 1 is equal to root x, because anything over 1 is just itself, is equal to 5/3. Now, what's the opposite of square rooting? That's going to be to square. Okay, so square both sides. So we have x is equal to 5 squared over 3 squared. So 5 squared is going to be 25. 3 squared is going to be equal to 9. So we have x equals 25/9. And that, guys, is our final answer. So x equals 25/9 as a fraction in its lowest terms. Okay, of course I can write it here as a mixed number if I want to. It's not actually asked for it, but as a mixed number, how many times does 9 go into 25? It goes in twice fully with a remainder of 7, so it's 2 7/9, okay, or 27/9, or 25/9. Okay, that's our final answer. Okay, so that, guys, is how we solve, yeah, I'd say a tricky question for pure maths, solving an equation involving a negative indice. Okay, so yeah, essentially, basically, to get x by itself, I have to raise both sides of the equation to the power of minus 2 or negative 2. Because using the power to power rule on the left hand side, when I have one term or one number raised to a power raised to another power, in brackets raised to another power, I'm going to multiply the powers. Minus a half times minus 2 gives you positive 1. So I have x to the power of 1, which is just equal to x. Okay, and then on the right hand side, I'm going to flip it. So yeah, minus 2 means I'm going to flip it and then I'm going to square it. So I have 5/3 all squared, which is 25/9. Okay, so that's just a quick way of doing it. The opposite of a power of minus a half is to raise both sides, okay, to minus 2, because that will obviously knock out the minus a half using the power to power rule for GCSE maths here for index laws. So we'll have one number or term raised to one power in brackets raised to another power and multiply the powers or indices or exponents. Okay. And obviously x to the power of 1 here is just equal to x, because any number to the power of 1, any number to the power of 1 here is just itself. Conversely, any number here or divided by 1 is just itself. Okay, so x equals 5/3 all squared, which is 25/9.